Hakeem Olajuwon, I've said enough about him. I think that he's one of the greatest defenders of all time. He's my number 11. Why do you got him at you had him at 12, right?
Yeah, I had him at 12.
And then you get what so you already explained Shaq.
We're gonna swap. We're gonna swap. Okay. We'll put Will at 11. We'll put Shaq at 10.
See, this is what we call peer pressure, ladies and gentlemen. Appropriate peer pressure. Appropriate peer pressure. I got Steph Curry at number 10. I think Steph Curry revolutionized NBA. He is one of the most influential NBA players of all time. He changed how the game was played completely. So Steph Curry is my number 10. We got a couple of news in the chat from our boy Romeo here. He says, breaking news, Grizzlies are entertaining offers for Ja Morant. Yeah, he says that Shams has reported Grizzlies are prioritizing young players and draft picks in return. We've seen the return for Trae Young. Do you think they're going to get something in return for Ja?
I think depending on the team, they can get 1 first-round draft pick, maybe 2. Maybe if a team is desperate enough, but definitely like 2 solid young players. I think there's teams out there that'll pull the trigger for a good point guard.
I agree. All right, back to our list here. So, and we'll read out the whole list. We'll go through both of our lists when we get done here. Number 9 for me, I went with Bill Russell. Bill Russell, the greatest winner of all time. One of the greatest defensive players of all time. Like his number with blocks, with the way he was able to lead the team as a player, as a coach at one point. Like Bill Russell he's another one of those like influential players of all time, and just what he was able to do with putting the Celtics on the map, making them that dominant team. But offensively, Bill Russell was shit. Bill Russell does not that good of an offensive player, so that's why he's lower. He is in my top 10, but he's lower on the list in my top 10 than other players. Who do you have at number 9?
At number 9, I have Tim Duncan, Mr. Fundamental.
What?
Yes.
I can't.
Listen, this top 10 gets tricky, man. This top 10 gets tricky.
Bill Russell? I mean, but you haven't even said Bill Russell yet. Tim Duncan.
I got Bill higher. I got Bill higher than Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan at 9? 9?
If you hear the other 8 guys, you might be like, huh?
Call out Romeo because Romeo doesn't even have him in the top 10.
They got him at 10 or 11,
which I think is ridiculous. I think Tim Duncan has to be in. This whole list is just going crazy already. But yeah, Romeo was the one I was going to call out for this. He has Tim Duncan at number 11. I don't understand how you don't have Tim Duncan in your top 10. I don't understand how Chris G has him at 9. That is outrageous for me.
It's not really that outrageous when I yell out the other 8 names.
He's one of the greatest winners of one of the toughest eras in the 2000s. He won an NBA championship in his second year. Year, and he was the best player with David Robinson on his team.
One of them was against the New York Knicks. Knocks you down a few pegs. Sorry, not sorry.
he beat the Heatles. He beat the Heatles, ladies and gentlemen. He beat those Detroit Pistons.
He did. Well, he beat the Pistons. The Heatles, yeah, all right. He played a part in that. But that was Kawhi and Manu. Manu was going crazy off the bench, and Kawhi locked up LeBron.
Really?
Yes.
We're really not going to give Tim Duncan credit
for
his career.
He did his part.
For his career, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. Is one of the greatest big men of all time. Like, what are we doing here?
No arguments here. I just have 8 people on my list that I think are more impressive.
This guy is I think second all time with all defensive team selections. I think he's like third all time all NBA selections. a 2-time and regular season MVP, rookie of the year. Like when it comes to accolades, when it comes to 5-time NBA champion, greatest Spur of all time. All right. Fair enough.
I'm not succumbing to the peer pressure this time.
Fair enough.
This top 10 is solidified.
Number 8. I want to hear your number 8 now. Now you got me interested. Who's your number 8? I'll tell you mine after.
The greatest trash talker in NBA history, Larry fucking Bird. Number
All right,
8.
this is you're getting me back on side because I think that Romeo is quite bugging here by having him this high. But I mean, I kind of have him at that same spot. But Larry Bird is your number 8. My number 8 is Shaquille O'Neal. This is where I have Shaquille O'Neal, the most dominant big man of my generation. Just the moments that he created, whether it's like breaking the backboard, the Magic days. He was in like 4 years, he became the greatest Orlando Magic player of all time. And then with the Lakers, the three-peat with the Lakers with Kobe Bryant, in my eyes, the greatest duo of all time, because they were not only the greatest duo of all time, they were the greatest rivalry in NBA history. We're on the same team.
We're on the same team. Fucking hated each other.
Greatest duo and greatest rivalry. Like when it comes to like talking points, Shaquille O'Neal, and he's one of the most hilarious players of all time outside of the court. Like, yeah, personality wise, like Shaquille O'Neal was the perfect bridge from the Jordan era to the Kobe era. Was Shaquille O'Neal being that best player and kind of bringing the NBA to that next level? So, I got Shaq at number 8 on my list. Number 7 on my list, this is where I got Larry Bird. Larry Legend, Larry Bird, who is one of the greatest scorers and shooters of all time. Unfortunately, he has way too many playoff blunders and playoff bad games for me to be like, I know some people that will have him in the top 5, and I'm like, not really there, but okay. So who's your number 7?
My number 7, Steph Curry.
Wow, Steph that high?
I mean, look at his career, man. He transcended the game of basketball. He changed it. He completely changed it, or helped take place in changing that, and how it's played. But also, look at his accolades. I mean, he got MVPs, he got Finals MVPs, he has 4 championships. Like, you know, I mean, he's done it with multiple teams too, like where he wasn't the best guy in the court, right, for those 2 years with KD, but then he has 2 where he was the best guy in the court. And, you know, he had talent less than KD on his team, and he was still able to accomplish these wins. And this is coming from a guy who wasn't super highly like touted in high school and college, and wasn't projected to be like anything near the superstar he became. So, and he's the greatest shooter of all time. So I think he definitely top 10, arguably top 5. I think 7's the right spot for him.
Okay. You explained it well, so I'm not going to argue with you there. I argued with you enough that I got you to move somebody, so I'll take that win. Number 6 is another one where I think I'm going to get some heat from the chat, like number 12, Wilt Chamberlain. Number 6 on my list, Magic Johnson.
That's fair, I think.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Once again, it's like the Bill Russell argument. Like, yes, he played his position very well. Like, Bill Russell was one of the great centers of all time because he was like that defensive anchor that those 11 championships that the Boston Celtics needed. For Magic Johnson, for those 5 championships, he was the prototypical point guard. He is the greatest point guard of all time. Like, he's the highest that I have any other point guard on my list because he was so good at distributing the ball, one of the greatest offenses of all time with the Showtime Lakers. But Magic Johnson was never a scorer. He was never a scorer. He was never a 3-level scorer. He couldn't shoot the 3 ball. Wasn't really a good shooter at all. Defensively, he wasn't that good defensively either. So those are two elements of the game that he wasn't the best in. He wasn't even at times he wasn't even good in those roles of playing defense or shooting the ball. But he's just so overwhelmingly all time when it comes to passing the ball. He's the greatest passer of all time. He has to be high up on the list, but I think he just misses out on the top 5. Who you got at number 6?
So I have Bill Russell at number 6, and it's also in part because he had a year or two where he was player coach, might even won a championship as a player coach. His basketball IQ at that time was so far ahead of everybody else's as a big man. Just super impressive. And then he's won at multiple levels. Like he's won as a coach as well as only a coach. There's a reason, right, where people like to bring his name up, like when it comes to the rings discussion, like, oh, but he got 13 rings. I mean, he got a lot of rings. And I think that goes for something. And being the defensive anchor that Celtics dynasty, I mean, it solidifies him in that 6th spot. But number 5, I do have Magic Johnson.
Fair. Magic Johnson, yeah. Magic Johnson, yeah, I could see anybody putting it like 6, 5, or what. My number 5, though, is the aforementioned Tim Duncan. Like, y'all are sleeping on Tim Duncan. You, Romeo.
That's a fair spot for him.
Chat. He's number 5. He's the best power forward ever. 5. He's the greatest power forward ever. He's the greatest Spur ever. He's one of the best defenders, big man defenders of all time. He's one of the best offensive defenders. Like, he's Mr. Fundamental for a reason. Anywhere that he's on the court, he could hit the ball. He was hitting threes later on into his career or in his prime. He's hitting that big 3. I remember the big 3 that tied the game against the Los Angeles Lakers in 2004 before Derek Fisher hits that 0.4 second shot. Like that would have been considered one of his greatest shots of all time, and that's a 3-point from the top of the key. Like, I've seen Duncan score on all 3 levels. I've seen him defend people that are smaller than him, that are bigger than him. Like, Duncan, I've seen his greatness, and that's why I have to give him the respect. I give him the edge just over Magic Johnson, because I think that Tim Duncan might be a better shooter than Magic Johnson, who's a point guard, and he's a much better defender than Magic Johnson.
Yeah, that's fair. I think, it gets tricky when it comes down to the top 10. It depends. Some of it depends on preference, right? I like Duncan. He has all the accolades, but I just think the guys that I put in front of him just showed a little bit more in other aspects of the game. And maybe it's because he's, Mr. Fundamental and because he was nothing flashy, He was just the guy that was going to go out there, put up numbers and win, which at the end of the day is all you really give a fuck about. But, as a viewer, Showtime Lakers, Steph Curry hitting 40-foot 3, stuff like that just appealed more to me. So
you like the flash. I like the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Mr. Fundamental is in my top 5. And this is me coming a long way, because during his prime, I hated Tim Duncan because I was a Los Angeles Lakers fan, and he used to eliminate us.
Once he beat the Knicks, I was like, fuck this guy. And then he beat the Heat, and I was like, oh, you know what? I kind of like this guy.
Like he made Kobe cry back in 2003, the first year that we didn't make it to the finals. I remember Kobe crying on the bench. Like, I'm gonna be like, I hate you now, Tim Duncan, forever. I love that. No boring guys it's only boring if you don't like basketball. If you like great basketball, Tim Duncan is not boring. He has a boring personality, but he's not a boring player when you see him on the court. He's one of the best players to see on the court and so much fun to watch. He's hitting backboard shots, like the bank shot, the fact that that's his signature shot, that just says it all. And he's a guy that has a signature shot. A lot of the guys that I have in my top 5, they have a signature move or shot, and Tim Duncan with the bank shot, he's in my top 5.
It's a dead shot too. A lot of people don't use the bank shot no more.
No one really does at all. No. I barely ever see a bank shot.
No.
We got Romeo who says, who would make the best player coach today? LeBron, maybe.
I would say LeBron. Jokic is probably up there, because if you see him on the sidelines, he's always coaching up his guys.
He was the player coach after they fired Mike Malone.
Yeah, pretty much for those for those like 20 games before they hired somebody. But I would say those are the first two that come to mind, and maybe CP3 if he ever gets on another team. But like that's it.
Yeah. Those are good. Those are good shots right there. All right. Who is your number 4, Chris G?
My number 4 is going to be Kobe Bryant.
Here we are
I
again.
love
Here we
I
are
love
again
Kobe.
agreeing. We're agreeing again. Number 4
All
for
right.
me is my favorite player of all time. It's Kobe Bryant. Yes.
I mean, you could put him anywhere, and like up to 2. Kobe could be put in there. The other 3 guys just like it's hard to overshadow the top 3. But Kobe was the man. I don't think I've ever seen anybody with a fire in their eyes when they fucking really had to turn it up, other like Kobe Bryant ever in any sport. That he's just that Mamba mentality shit is real, and we miss him.
Yes, I think that Kobe was the best player in the league from like 2002. I would say 2002 all the way through to like 2009, 2010. Like he just was so good offensively, but not only that, the thing that separates Kobe and why he's in my like top 4 is because defensively he's just as good. He's an all-time elite defender. He leads the league. He's an all-time leader in all defensive selections. And I know there's gonna be some people out there like, oh, that's because of reputation and all this other stuff. Dude, the media hated him. The media hated. That's why he only has 1 MVP. But they did not hate his defense. Defensively, he was unapproachable when it came to defensive because no one was putting in that type of effort. He chose to guard the Tracy McGrady's, the D Wades, the Allen Iversons. When it mattered the most, Kobe would be on these guys and be defending them harder than anyone in the NBA. Like he is an elite defender. He's an elite offensive player. All the moves that he learned from Michael Jordan. He's got the signature fadeaway and stuff like that. A 5-time NBA champion. And really, the reason, and people will say, oh, he got carried his first 3 championships. He got carried for 1. He was injured in 2000. And he had that wrist injury, and he only averaged 15 points against the Pacers. But other than that, the 2001, he did not get carried. He was if there was a Western Conference MVP, he would have won that in 2001. He dominated everybody. The reason why the Lakers swept the Western Conference is because they had one of the greatest and most dominant big men of all time, and they had the best player on the court, and that was Kobe Bryant in those Western Conference series, especially against San Antonio. When they swept San Antonio, Kobe was dominating. He put up like 48 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists against these guys, and this is against Tim Duncan and Bruce Bowen and all these boys. Like, come on, man. People sleep on Kobe way too much. Bleacher Report deserves to have their whole website taken away from them for putting Kobe at 11. How the fuck are you putting Kobe at 11? He is top 10 certified. Shame. And both of us, as well as Romeo in the chat, all put Kobe in the top 5. There is no doubt Kobe Bryant is a top 5 player. I have him at number 4.
Yeah, I think at this point he just gets unwarranted hate. If you want to know anything about Kobe's defensive prowess, just look at the meme where Matt Barnes tries to fake him out with the ball in his face, and Kobe no-sells it like he's fucking Vince McMahon and Gorilla after a shit match. Like he just no-sells it. Love Kobe.
Kobe should have won MVP in, I would say, 2002. Should have won it in 2006. He should have won it in 2007. He should have won it he won it in 2008, but he also should have won it in 2009.
He should have won it. He should have won it in 2009 because 2009 he had a better year than 2008.
Exactly. That's probably his best year. His best year is 2009 for me, because that's when he put it all together. Like athletically, he's not as good as he was like in the early 2000s, but as far as like being a leader, being a passer, being the all-time great defender that I'm talking about, and the all-time great offensive player, and what the Lakers were able to achieve that season and went on to win the NBA championship. LeBron, I understand they want to give one to LeBron because LeBron had a couple of great seasons before that one that they kind of felt, oh no, it's your time. Kobe deserved back-to-back NBA MVPs.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's no question what the top three are. It's just how you rank them. Who's your number three?
Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is my number three as well. The all-time great center. Probably, yeah, he is in my eyes the greatest center of all time. The hook shot. The greatest, the most unstoppable shot you have ever seen. 6-time NBA MVP. He won one as Lou Alcindor with the Milwaukee Bucks, and then did it multiple times. 5-time NBA champion with my Los Angeles Lakers and Magic Johnson. Arguably the greatest duo of all time. It's between Magic and Kareem, Jordan and Pippen, and Kobe and Shaq. Those are the top three greatest duos of all time. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is not only that with the NBA. He has one of the greatest careers of all time because of what he was able to do with UCLA, winning multiple NCAA championships. He was the number one all-time greatest all-time leader in scoring for the longest time. It took LeBron James from 18 years old to 40 years old to finally match him. So yeah, Kareem has to be top three.
Yeah. And then he has that what was it? Yeah, they got that he has that crazy college resume. And he was the number one pick too. It's just like everything. He was just the top of everything.
Yeah. One of the all-time great players, period, in NBA history. All right. Number two, I think we probably have the same. Is probably the same.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
I see it in the chat. I see it in the chat with Romeo. I think we probably got the same, so we could just say it. Number two, LeBron James. Number one, Michael Jordan.
Fuck yeah. Michael Jordan, baby.
Hey, I will give LeBron James credit, the all-time leader in scoring, and the fact that he's still going to this day. It's going to be very hard for anyone to top LeBron James on the all-time scoring list. But LeBron is one of the all-time great passers. He's one of the all-time great scorers. He's one of the all-time great forward. He's the greatest small forward of all time. Greatest Cleveland Cavalier of all time. That championship in 2016 is the greatest. I would say, like I said, a couple of people had one of the greatest runs in the finals and one of the greatest championships of all time. Like I said, I think only Dirk Nowitzki with those Dallas Mavericks, because he didn't have like another kind of in their prime all-star. He had Jason Kidd, but he didn't have another all-time great all-star in their prime. LeBron had Kyrie Irving, but he beat a 73-9 team, the Golden State Warriors, who were revolutionizing the NBA at that time, and came from 3-1 down to win that finals. First time ever in an NBA finals to do that. That is one of the all-time great achievements. And that was really the difference between LeBron being like a top 5 player and at that number 2 spot. It's that 2016 championship in my eyes. But then he got another one with the Los Angeles Lakers with Anthony Davis. He's been with the Lakers for 8 years. He's going to be on the all-time great Lakers list as well. Like, LeBron James deserves to be number 2, but I know there's going to be some 13-year-olds out there that are very upset that we're putting him at number 2 instead of number 1. So what do you have to say about number 1, Michael Jordan?
Easily the greatest winner in NBA history. I mean, this man wouldn't even let you win backstage, shooting dice against the wall in his own locker room. This man had no heart, no remorse for anybody on the court. Cold-blooded killer. Listen, man, you could run down all the accolades for Michael Jordan, and you can make the arguments against LeBron for who should be number 1, right? The longevity and all this and yada, 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 championships. But if you just watched how both guys played, there's an intensity and a hunger to win that is unmatched in Michael Jordan. Besides maybe Kobe Bryant. I think Kobe's like the closest one we've seen to it. But yeah, Michael Jordan, I mean, based on the stories that you hear about him, if you watch The Last Dance and the shit that people, like the shit that he made up in his head just so he could hate you and like take your soul on that court, like he is a human possessed that we've never seen and we probably never will see on the basketball court again. 30 points per game for his career. Defensive player of the year 1 year. 8 all-defensive NBA teams, 6 for 6 in the finals, flu games, whatever you want to call it, 6 for 6 in finals MVPs. I mean, the guy doesn't lose. His winning percentage in the NBA was at like 68%, which is fucking wild considering that he had his first 2 or 3 years were rebuild years, and there were still like fringe playoff teams. So whatever you want to say about LeBron versus Michael Jordan, I think just based on how he played, how he approached the game, and the fact that we may never see like somebody like go to the finals repeatedly and just keep winning like he did, three-peat after three-peat, retire, come back, three-peat, come back at 40 and fucking still put up 20 a game, like we're never going to see it again. So I'm going with Michael Jordan. I'm sticking with him.
And I think still to this day, he's the only guard that's won multiple NBA championships without like an all-time great either defender or all-time great just overall player in the front court. Like Kobe had Shaq, then he had Paul Gasol. Steph Curry had Draymond Green for all of his championships. Like Magic Johnson had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like Jordan did play with Luke Longley, Tony Kukoc. He had Dennis Rodman for the last 3, but he still has 3 championships without, like, he had Horace Grant, who was good at that time, but he's not an all-time great in the front court.
Cartwright.
Bill Cartwright. My God, like people don't understand. And like Romeo said, he's like, we've entered a new generation territory who will have LeBron as their number one because they didn't see MJ. That's why I'm thankful for what you said, The Last Dance, because I feel like The Last Dance has educated a lot of people of who Michael Jordan was, his mindset, his mentality that made him just different from everybody else. He comes into the league in 1983, and in his first season, he's already like a top 10 player. And then by season 2, season 3, he's in the MVP discussion. Like we had never seen a guard do that in the NBA. Like his ability to work so hard, be the hardest worker on the court, be the first one in the gym, last one out, and still have time to go gamble a bit. This man is unmatched what Michael Jordan was able to achieve. And then what he was able to achieve even after retirement, after 2 separate retirements, retiring and going to play baseball for a bit, sucking at that, and then coming back and winning 3 straight championships, setting a record, 72 wins in a season. He's a 5-time NBA MVP, 6-time NBA Finals MVP, 6-time champion, a defensive player of the year. He was all defensive multiple times, one of the elite defenders from the guard position, the greatest shooting guard of all time. The accolades just don't stop with Michael Jordan. There was nothing that LeBron James could do to take that spot from him. I don't think that's ever going to change. Like, I think that in a lot of sports, there is an opportunity for someone to become the number one. I don't think that's it with the NBA. I think that's over. Maybe Wemby is the next opportunity because we never seen anything like Wemby, but there was nothing that LeBron James could do to get that number one spot from Michael Jordan. If you actually see what Michael Jordan was able to achieve and you see the accolades of what he got.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be beat. It's kind of like hockey, right? It's a weird comparison, but Alexander Ovechkin is like the highest goal scorer of all time, right? But if you ask people who's the greatest, they're probably still going to say Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that Michael Jordan, LeBron thing too. Like LeBron could score fucking 50,000 points if he wants to. But if you ask somebody who's the greatest player of all time, probably going to say Michael Jordan. So, hey, some guys are just meant to be the greatest of all time forever.
That's Mike. That is Mike for sure. So there was no debate what the top 3 was going to be. We were right on target with our top 4 at least, and we had a couple of the same positions.